Sigo sin escuchar.
Por aquí tampoco, no escuchamos, no tenemos audio.
Pero se escuchó, creo, en el... voy a intentar otra vez.
Hay que
Sí,
ponerle compartir audio.
no tenemos audio. Thank you.
En la espesura del bosque, bajo el manto de la luna, el lobo guardián de la tierra aúlla su fortuna. Desde el cenote profundo, donde el agua murmura, la sirena emerge con su canto de ternura. Luz y sombra, río y sol, somos la danza de la creación. En la marea, en el amanecer, el lobo y la sirena vuelven a nacer. Ven, espíritu errante, deja tus heridas sanar. En este abrazo sagrado donde todo puede empezar. Soy fuego y agua, tu reflejo y tu espejo. Somos raíz y vuelo, un destino hecho de anhelos. Luz y sombra, río y sol, somos la danza de la creación. En la marea, en el amanecer, el lobo y la sirena vuelven a nacer. Ella ofrece su canto curando la herida ancestral. Él responde con fuerza, con su espíritu vital. Juntos tejen caminos que la abundancia convoca, desde el maíz que alimenta hasta el oro que toca. Luz y sombra, río y sol, somos la danza de la creación. En la marea, en el amanecer, el lobo y la sirena vuelven a nacer. Y al final alzan su templo, hogar de la humanidad. El lobo y la sirena tejieron la unidad, desde la sanación del cuerpo hasta las tierras compartidas. Florece la comunidad, el fruto de sus vidas. Luz y sombra, río y sol, somos la danza de la creación. En la marea, el amanecer, el lobo y la sirena vuelven a nacer.
Oh my God, that was a good salsa. Welcome, everybody. This is our fifth episode on Erotic Intelligence, the Pleasure as Power Week. This is kind of the closure of this week, an amazing week. Welcome, Mario. Welcome, Annapurna. I just want to say that I step up from my chair and I start to dance that amazing salsa. And I just want to thank you, brothers, because our love, our intentions, and our unity bring this salsa up now to more than 30 stores online. And we are not just promoting what we do in our philosophy in these lyrics, but also trying to disrupt a full industry. Thank you for being here. Welcome to our last episode. We are delightful to be in with you. And before we start, I just want to ask my fellow founders, Wolves and Mermaids, how do you feel after 4 days of talking, working, masterminding, making vital maps and actions going around our sexual energy and erotic intelligence. How do you feel? Just give me a 2-minute insight. Today is not about time. Today we're closing a week. This is our launch of our podcast. So we are the founders. We are like in a talk with family, with friends. Probably this won't get a framework, and probably this will be more about flow. And I just want to ask you, brothers, and Annapurna, Mario, I want to tell you that I love you so much. Thank you for being here, take action with me. And how do you feel about this first week?
It was a lot for me. It gave me in a good way. It gave me like a lot of clarity, I guess. And yeah, like I was sharing with you just before we started, that for me, it's like I'm really asking myself, like, what do I really want at a deep level? I have a limited time. Like, there's like deep questions like, what do I want in life? And yes, live in the moment and all that. But like, I have like, say 12 months, right? I give myself this 12-month span. What am I going to do with that time? And what's going to be my day to day? And what am I going to dedicate my energy to get fulfillment from? And how am I going to heal the facets of me that I see I've shared quite vulnerably who I am? So this extra care and love, what is my strategy for that? So even something as maybe naive as like how to heal yourself, even that I'm looking at, okay, what's my strategy? Wake up in the morning, 1 hour meditation, so and so, what will fulfill me? So yeah, how am I going to build a community? So in this one, that's what it's motivated me towards. I guess it's the vital maps that we've been sharing, but like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? There's these things I need to heal. I would like to discover some more about what the skills a midwife has. And yeah, so yeah, it made me actually start to become very focused on this next 12 months. What am I going to do with it? How much do I need? And how am I going to get it? And then put it into action. So I guess that's a good testimonial, huh?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that when I started out. So yeah, I guess it was good to be vulnerable. Thank you so much.
It is for sure. Thank you, Anna. Welcome, Mario.
Thank you. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, sister. To me, this week, I feel it now as ending the week, this Friday night. And I could say enjoying the delivery and enjoying the walking the walk, because I feel full of energy. It's a different sort of energy, different quality of energy that I am feeling right now. And so, moreover, or especially accountability for all the wishes that I want for my life. I was talking with my daughter just a few moments ago, and she's far away, and in a way I need her, but also it gives me the impulse to do the things that I need to do and don't waste my time and don't waste my energy, but focus all my energy, all my resources into the objective. And this objective is just keep doing what I know that I have to do, and it's been present, been here, been connecting my mind and my heart to creating this beautiful space and all the creativity that we have so far, the three of us, but also creating the community and sharing with beautiful people as our guests this week, which created a powerful synchronicity and synergy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's all that, all full of surprises, and also the strength, because the more commitment I have, the more people, the more strength. And only Joseph and I, that we have been doing exercise a few days of this week or 2 weeks that I have been in Puerto Escondido. Wow, now these days that you have not been here, brother, because of your trip to Mexico City, and the strength is there and the impulse is there. And I wake up earlier in the morning. I don't need to put the alarm clock, and I am just there at 7 in the morning lifting weights, and then I do my training and do my stuff, and then I go to the beach, and I feel more pleasure, you know. I make love to the ocean, and I dive, and I swim like a dolphin and like a stingray. Well, I do yoga with the heavy sun, very, very powerful sun in the sky, feeling me. I don't know, many things to share. The yoga is, to me, a very, very important aspect in my life. And when I do certain asanas, sometimes I feel I am going to faint. Perhaps I have mentioned this before, but it's some asanas that I feel that I feel really, really connected, and I feel that it's going perhaps to be the prior stage to connect fully with consciousness. And I don't feel any fear. I have been feeling this state before, but now I give myself to life. I give myself to consciousness and the presence. And I started to get into that point of just being here now, present for consciousness to manifest. If I have the bliss to be through me, so be it. But I'm going to still trying to connect with divine presence in me, to see it through me, to see it in my reflection to you, my family, and also all the creation of my reality in every aspect of it, even if it's apparently organic or alive, but also everything, no? Could be a flower, could be a stone, you know, everything is full of life. So this is the result of our synergy and what we have been created for several weeks or months, I could say, almost a year, and now with the delivery of the podcast. So I am really, really happy. That's how I feel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your shares. And yeah, today we don't have a structure, and it's just about a circle between us, and probably we are showing people how we are inside Wolves and Mermaids. How do we do business? How do we talk? And this is it. This is our rawness. This is how we do. Annapurna, Mario, and myself. Pretty much every day we gather at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. to do strategic stuff, and then we meet each other from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day to just, you know, keep working and crafting these masterminds and live life and walk together. And pretty much, I don't believe that this is business. I think this is a lifestyle, and I love it. And it's not easy, and it's not like, you know, working to someone else or do some entrepreneurship. This is a different type of entrepreneurship because I am really related with you. You know, we're friends for long. We have shared good times, bad times. We are that part in the movies. You know, you have this friend where when everything goes down, you just talk to this friend. And I love what Jim Rohn says about this, because you have to have good friends along in your journey. When, you know, they there when you grow up, they there when you fall down, and they accept you as you are. Doesn't matter. You know me, guys. You know who I am. I know who you are, and I know probably your where you are not strong, and probably you know exactly where I'm not strong. And it's lovely to be together, because even though we know our low parts, we know our strong parts, and that's why we're here. And today I want to be very honest with everyone, and pretty much with you and myself. I've been talking. I came from a talk with a friend. We do some masterminds with friends from the past, and it was very raw, also like this thing. But it is people and friends that I haven't seen for long. That money separated us, and wow, it was huge. Yeah, probably I will cry in this session, and I apologize up front of that. But I feel a lot of feelings today, not just because of the week that happened and all the things that we share. I know that just being here and speak about this shit, it's enough. It's hard to talk about it, and I want to honor you and recognize you, brothers, and all the speakers that went through this stuff, because we are in the path of healing. We accepted our shit, our truths, our wounds, and we said, okay, I got it. I take responsibility of this, and I'm gonna heal it for myself. And that takes a long shot. Just decide to heal about our own selves takes a lot. But then we decided to craft this project together. We decided to do a podcast and start to share with others, because our goals is not just to share, not sorry, our goals are not just to heal and ascend, but also to be together with a community that is also doing the same. And that's the real work, that's the real stuff. And I want to think about it. And Mario, you said about accountability, and I think that's the most important thing that we are doing here. um you said about these things about fainting when you're doing your meditations, and I understand that. And this is altered states of consciousness where we can manifest more and do more, but at the end, it's if we do these processes about ourselves and then not connecting with others, I believe that, at least in my own experience, I reached some levels of success by myself, and it was a good level. But then I experienced the community part, and it was next level. So thank you for being here again. And well, this week was about erotic intelligence and all this topic that we decided to share. We've been working for long, guys. uh, this has been hours of work every day, and we managed to say, okay, we are crafting something for ourselves in our journey of entrepreneur. And we are entrepreneurs, we are investors, we have businesses in the holistic business, and we know that it's hard to claim to climb the ladder of the ascension ladder, right? Because at the end, I know everything is perfect and we're here for some reason, but we know we want more, and then we can do more, and we can serve more. And that's why we gather together. And we are the proof that this system works. In some point 3 years ago, this was just an idea of myself, and then I started to share with more like-minded people, and now we're here with a podcast with some people being very interested in this topic and ourselves. So thank you again for that. And yeah, I think today's about making a wrap up, dear friends and partners, about our last week. Well, we've been 4 days working every day in topics around erotic intelligence, and how to turn this pleasure, this pleasure that it's been um, in my life, I mean, not present in the way that I want, and how to turn that to pleasure, and how this thing is very related with our finances and our financial success. So I would love to open the circle, thanking all the people, our audience, thanking the speakers that come, and thanking you for being part of this amazing dream. So let's open this circle by sharing our insights about this week. And okay, this is a mastermind, so let's continue with our rules. Let's try to make this 2 minutes or 3 minutes at least, even though we don't have any rules today, because we are the founders, and some of our privileges is to gather together and speak. Let's try to keep it from 2 minutes and 3 minutes. So let's share our insights. And Mario, you're the first one because you're at the right. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. My insights is deep knowledge because of listening to another people's stories. And I know, even though my own story is intense, I understand that everybody's history is also, especially in the sexual aspects. And I have recognized also that this has molded us, or has made us strong, not like hiding into some masks, but dissolving them. This pain that I have, you have, and Apurna has going through their lives, through our lives, is just to go more inside, deeper inside, realizing also that perhaps this is something that in a spiritual level we've signed a spiritual contract, so to speak. I don't know what we were trying to achieve with this, but I am sure it's something very valuable, very precious. Sometimes when I see the metaphor with the lotus plant, the lotus flower, that it is under mud and sometimes under above mud above dirt, and the flower flourishes. And so we are in that topic. How is it that sexual energy as a taboo and related to some emotions like guilt, like shame, like madness or abuse, not controlling an energy that is within and is really powerful, that is made to manifest, then being deceived by something, somehow, some groups, all this conspiracy theory, whether it's the Bilderbergs or the corporation, Planetary Corporation, or some grays, who knows, some draconians. But at the end of the day, is ourselves trying to put these barriers to break them. And we are into that stage, knowing that, realizing that is how we are going to come to the next level. So those are my insights for this week. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, Mario. Welcome, Manapurna.
Thank you. My insights from the week. Well, firstly, what I was sharing, I really shared it in my first round. That it helped me by sharing to really be honest with myself about where I am, the wounds I still carry, where I need to go, and maybe even a lot of what I need to get there. And I had this one insight, I guess you could call it an insight, but it was a moment that I had a visualization that I had given a yoga class, and then I left in the Shavasana, and then Mario arrived, but it was a seamless, like there in the Shavasana, no blah, 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 no chitter chatter. And between the teacher coming and another coming in, and then they opened their eyes, and some people were a little surprised, but everybody just went with it, and then he gave them meditation. So something, things like that is precious to me. That is evidence of God for me, that such an idea, such a nice thought can come through. It's a pure thought, it's that it can even come through. Is something beautiful. And on a grander scale, yeah, I did feel the company of others did not let me feel alone. So that I'm not alone, I'm not so far behind, and I'm not so unworthy either. That that it's like when you're with others, it's almost like you're not higher, you're not lower. You get the feeling we are related, we're similar, and there's no need to be either superior or inferior. So thank you for being reflections of me.
Thank you so much, Mario,
Thank you, Anna.
Anna. Yeah, I think what you said is we are very like-minded and hard-minded, and it's pretty much like what you're saying. It's also what I feel and I believe. And yeah, we are in that part of this journey where we needed to be like vulnerable and share and probably feel very uncomfortable. I don't know for you guys, but for me, talking about this stuff, I really believe in our mission in order to have the guts to just come and talk, just with you. I don't know if there's 1 to 100 of millions of audiences just listening to this, but just being here with you talking about this make me uncomfortable. And that's what I love about this place, because I can be myself, and I can share my wounds, and I can share my journey without, feeling like I'm weird or something. But at the opposite, it's like here in this place of Worlds and Mermaids, our journeys and our failures and our wounds are kind of something interesting, something that has a lot of value, and I love that. Yeah, so my insights, it would be like something like Mario said, and also Joanna, but it's going like, yeah, I have to go deep. And I think that every change starts by being very honest. And we talk about sexual energy, and it's not easy to talk about that. I believe I remember when I was a kid and I started to listen about, we were in my house. I was like 8, 9 years old. We were having dinner, and then the TV was on, and you hear the ads about condoms, and everything was shut down. It was like, oh, my father starts to talk about something, and it was like creating some distraction for the little guy that was there hearing about condoms and sex and all that stuff. So um, it's very important to understand that we came from a culture that suppressed sex, and everything was around media of don't do this, and this is not good, or and it is okay that understanding that in my own journey, I have to go deep in more than that stuff, that I understand that I need a community also, that it's not just to be with my ChatGPT or my DeepSeek and all my robots around sexual healing. It's about the community. It's about the accountability. It's about that understanding that, yeah, probably I have 3 or 4 robots that understand me, and that, they have the theory behind it. But there's just humans, and men and women and wolves and mermaids that have the real experience, that we can really talk about how you feel, where you want to go. And all this week was about to crafting different maps in different stages of this part of us, of our sexual energy. And that's what makes more interesting about me, because yeah, for sure I have to go deep, and I have to be more honest, because I still found in myself that I'm trying to walk the walk, but then I'm not walking the walk. And then I feel like I'm doing like some steps behind, and it's like hypnotic. Sometimes I don't understand why it's happening, and why I'm still probably manifesting some things that are not, or saying yes, or choosing things that are not putting me in the place that I want to go. So yeah, just to wrap up my insights about this stuff, I just went to a mastermind with a friend of mine that's called Adal. He has an amazing movement of finances that is called Aquí Todo Suma, or in English would be like here everything adds. And we lived the Ponzi fraud together, and we were talking about like, hey man, how do you feel about your sexual energy? He's around our chat, he's around our movement, and he's an amazing entrepreneur that it's been an investor in doTERRA for 10 years, and he loves the holistic part of all that stuff. And yeah, it's difficult to understand that in some point we have wounds in our sexual life that probably are manifesting in all these things. He's my avatar in the financial part, and we have the same story around porn. Probably not the same. Probably myself, I was in a more addictive level of porn, not at himself, but what I believe is that in every man, every wolf outside that is an entrepreneur, investor, business owner, that is leaking the energy or putting the attention in this type of stuff, in some point of the life, you will see the financial invoice of that. And that's why I value a lot what we are doing, guys. And I congratulate ourselves again, because there's a lot of people around there outside that is really craving about this. It's not about our information or of our frameworks. That is very cool, for sure. I love what we're doing, but it's more about the space of a place of security, of no judgment, that we don't care who's out there listening to us and saying whatever. We're here to express ourselves. We're here to share our journeys with a lot of love and a lot of responsibility too. So yeah, I want to acknowledge that, and I want to think that's one of my insights. And yeah, let's continue to our framework, and feel free to add everything. Feel free to interrupt me. That's some of the things that you have as founders wolves, because there are some episodes on our podcast where we are like open to everything. We have access to each other, and we have worked for years in order to be here in a Friday, 21 of February, talking about this. It's not easy to be in this level. So yeah, let's continue to share a little bit about this. And yeah, that were my insights. And we're on the topic number 5, and we know that in some point we understand at a different level in our journeys that sexual energy is something important in our lives, and that is something we have to focus on. We have to focus on and understand it. And we move through the wound, where was the origin of this stuff, that it was very deep to understand the wound. Where does this thing happen, and how that this probably could be a fear, this when the wound happened, or these thoughts and memories that we have around it could probably cause this fear. And we unlocked through all our stories how this fear can become in a very powerful outcome when we do the steps, right? And then we dived into how to get out of numbness or lack of knowledge around this power. And we talk about why ourselves. And I want to open a next question, and probably, guys, will take another half an hour, but let's talk about this. And it's about, why do you think it's ourselves? I came from a place of numbness. I came from a place where I didn't knew about this, and I was going through with a lot of enthusiasm to the wrong direction. And I want to open the share, because I believe that topic number 2 of our podcast, at least in my story, it's amazing, because it was not knowing. So I want to ask you, why you think it's you in this point talking about this? Why this topic in your life, and why do you think it's important to do it right now? I know this question wasn't on the on the guideline, but I would love to ask you why you think it's you, why you think it's this, and why you think it's now. Adelante, Mario.
To me, it's clearly evident that God more and more is guiding everything and making me responsible of my decisions and my interactions with my ancestors. I was listening to an audio that a friend of mine who does Sama, which is a quantum healing, very beautiful technique, sent me a message in WhatsApp. I think it was 3 years ago or 4 years ago. It was 2021 when my mom passed. And I had a pain in my back, also in my elbow. I was depressed. I was running out of money. And she told me, some of your ancestors, your grandma from your father's side was very angry at some point. And one of your grandfathers was abused by incest. And now it's to you to heal that. That's why you are manifesting that pain. And I realized that at the moment, in a way, because now I listened to that audio, I think it was this morning or yesterday. I say, wow, why did I forget about that? An incest in my life, 3 or 4 generations above me. And why is it coming to me right now that I need to target this sexual energy? And I need to see women differently, with more respect, even though I know I love women, how beautiful they are. And all that beauty, and I saw this today while I was doing yoga, and many beautiful girls sunbath on the beach. You know, and they lie down and the bronceado, no? The sunbath. And when I was doing my asanas, in a part of me, these ego conversations and this duality was trying to distract me and telling me, oh, look how beautiful that woman is. Just turn around and look at her. This is the opportunity to see something beautiful and enjoy, you know, that sort of pleasure. And I said, and I knew it was my higher self, this is a test for you. Do not get distracted from the beauty also, because the beauty is inside of you. And now this is your connection with your higher self. And I did that, and I closed my eyes, and I felt a lot of gratitude to say, okay, if what is trying to distract me is that beautiful, but what is inside me is more beautiful than that. I believe in that, and I continue with my discipline to not get distracted by that level of beauty, but my own. And as this healing that I have towards sexual energy, many experiences in my life in sexual traumas, and I know this is it. This is it to cultivate that energy, to put it in my own manifestations for the material aspects, of course, but also for my own well-being in my emotions and in my mind, and being really honest to myself and being congruent with what am I thinking, what am I nourishing my mind from. And the more I'm more disciplined in this and go inside my own beauty, then I see more beauty, more purity in outside of me. But it's because it is starting inside of me. That beauty and that purity and that pristine consciousness is coming from within. And I see it more clearly now. So the walking the walk is what I am doing with you, Pauls, and brothers and sisters, creating these spaces, no, for more people to come and share. And we will have, I know, deep, dark moments when we are going to share more of the traumas. But everybody's going to feel the need and the moment where the intimacy is necessary, the confidence is necessary. If whoever wants to share the deep things that has happened to them, we are going to create this field for them to start the process and then continue and the accountability. And we are into that. We are committed to that.
Thank you, Mario. Go ahead, Anna.
Thank you. Why me? Why here? And why this moment? Well, why me? Because I guess no one else is in my control, right? And why now? Again, like I've shared quite openly, you know, I noticed a decline in my, you know, use of the YouTube as a sort of escapism from the fact that I've stopped creating on that level to a degree, you know. So like Yeah, and I just always have this nostalgic back to when I was teaching yoga and in just whatever space available, no matter if it's a construction noise or what, you know what I'm saying? Like, no excuse. Just do it. You know, and I don't have to be the best teacher, I just have to be there. So I just have to show up. And yeah, I've been using that as an excuse. And I guess it's not just a disservice to me, but also to those around me when I just kind of dim my light like that. And yeah, so that's why I think it was important for me even to be held accountable with myself and do some reflection and see like what, you know, really come and wrestle with that tough question, what do you want? And that's something beautiful, right? It's not something selfish. What I want is actually something quite beautiful, and to get there will give me immense joy. Not just to snap my fingers and get it, but to actually get there. So I guess it's all for myself, my happiness. I guess I guess you can call me selfish, but I think that if we adopted that kind of thinking, we end up actually serving ourselves, serving the earth, serving people around us, and humanity, and actually be worthy of a community. So thank you. That's why I
Thank you.
believe it's me here and now. In short.
Thank you. Thank you. And sorry for that surprise question. I know that wasn't part of the agenda, but we have talked about this. You know, it's pretty much our everyday. We do this every day. When we are crafting the frameworks to share with the people, when we're doing the marketing, when we're crafting in our events, we talk about this, and I like it. And you know, and this question was very important because I think for me, one point, the why you, it was like I have many wounds on the sexual part. I have many wounds on the financial part. Like I have many wounds on the community part. That is like, yeah, probably I could shut up myself and don't say anything about these wounds. But then I got the value of them, and I understand that the deeper the wound, or the bigger the wound, or the bigger the problem, it was potentially bigger also the outcome and the level of life. So I embrace it. I understand why me, because mm, yeah, probably between all my friends and family, and this is not about comparing myself, or saying who's more or not more, but I believe it was different in my with my friends, with the people that I grow. It was very different since I was a kid, and then life just turned me to this path of the holistic thinking, the holistic healing, and all that stuff. But yeah, at one point I think it's me because I got the wounds, I got the pain, I got the change of life, the suddenly change of life, the things that, oh shit, now I'm in this problem, oh shit, I got this problem, oh shit. And I think that was me, and I deny it for a long period of time, just not talking about this, not sharing this, with the fear of, oh no, how am I going to say this about myself? And now it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna say this about myself because now I'm proud of it. And that's why I understand that it's me. The signal for myself, probably for a lot of people, the signal is pleasure, but for me it was pain. That that was the signal that I needed to transform to pleasure. So I'm okay with that. I say okay. Probably I wasn't born on a gold house and millionaire family, but yeah, I turned my wounds into power, and it was thanks to be with people like you. So why now? It's because we talk about these guys, and I don't want to be very disruptive with this, and probably the algorithms will shut us down if what I'm going to say, but I don't care. We talk about the big dream about this project, and it was about seeing men and women together. And I'm inspired about my mom and my dad. And my mom is just in front of me now, just having dinner. Hola, mama. she's inspired on this project, and also with my dad, because I believe that now more than anything, the world needs more couples like this. You know, my parents are they married on the 70s. They've been together for 55 years pretty much, and yeah, for sure, probably they must be separated with all the stuff they got, but they choose to be together without all the stuff. They've been together for more than 50 years. Oh my God, I don't know if I could handle that. And they were my inspiration behind this project, and you know it. And I know I believe that we need this now because I have experience on myself. I would love to have a relationship with the problems and with the successes of my parents, probably with more successes than failures, but you don't see couples like this now. And everything is getting more separated. In Puerto Escondido, where we live and when we are promoting this movement, um, probably it's just my trip and it's okay. But I feel separation between men and women. And I think that's why now is very important because the world is getting crazier. AI is taking all over the world. Technology is taking all over. Inflation, changes of philosophy, ascension, all that stuff. And I believe that now more than ever, men and women must be together because I want to reach this level of commitment, of discipline, of, you know, just really walking the walk on the deep stuff. That's why I believe it's very important now because mm, I believe that I'm more powerful when I'm along a woman, not just a woman, but, you know, my couple and my family, and also you are my family. I know that I can thrive if I'm with you together, just, you know, because the world will keep changing and probably situations will become more challenging. But if I'm with the right community talking about this and just sharing the stuff, it's not, we are not in the chisme, you know, we're not, we are not talking about other people or that shit. We're talking about the shit and how are we going to get out of the shit and be more. And why now? And why this? Why this? I think Wolves and Mermaids is something unique that integrates leaving the ego outside between men and women and just be open about receiving ourselves as who we are with our wounds, our bad stuff, and also our successes and who we are, and just being in a place where I am the wolf, I'm here for the mermaid, you are the mermaid, you're here for me, we're here together, let's do this. You know, and yeah, that's why we created Wolves and Mermaids around this dream of gathering. Yeah, we put the entrepreneurs and investors and business owners in the holistic realm because we do marketing and we want to rise with not just these wolves and mermaids that want to have a community, but we'd also like to serve more and do more business and do more healing and all that stuff. So yeah, I just love this project, and I think this is why wolves and mermaids could be something that could create a very change and a disruption in the three levels that we are promoting: the sexual energy, the finances and business, and the community and real estate. So yeah, that would be my share. Thank you, thank you. Okay, right. Um, let's go to the name to the topic. Someone, I'm not gonna say the name because probably is hearing, but I say fuck scarcity. And yeah, F scarcity because I have lived scarcity. I have lived scarcity. I have felt this feeling of not being able to pay my own food in Costco one day. I felt horrible, and then I saw my relationship with my ex-wife. Our sexual life was, wow, awful. Everything was awful. There was no desire. We were building an empire and everything went down. So when I think about scarcity, it is like, wow, what a teacher. What a teacher of being hungry with this real hungry. I'm not talking about the munchies, but the real hunger of I want to buy some food and I don't have money to buy it. And that's why I'm want to open this talk. And we're going to deep dive on the final unlock because we are in a journey of not just healing the sexual energy, but improving and healing the financial part, and also healing and going to the next level in the community part. So today, also part of the questions is about how does sex and money alchemy. We'll talk about the sex and money alchemy, and I wanna listen to you. How are your thoughts around it, and how to tap into limitless creation energy for financial independence if we manage to do this? All right. So the first, it's not the first round because we don't have rounds here, but the first share, it would be about around this. How can we fuck scarcity, and how can we join this part that we see in this week that was about sexual energy, and how can we link it to the money part, and how can we tap into this limitless part of creation if we manage to solve this part, the energy part? So welcome, Mario.
Thank you, thank you. And I was listening to the question. It suddenly came to me very clearly, so I will try to put it in words. So it is like this. We have a certain amount of energy in this human body, no? So we have to be able to administrate it very wisely. And we were deceived in this indoctrination to waste it, just to make control of us. And now that we are changing the game, realizing and in a way being disruptive and rebel and indigo and creators and everything, it's about saving it. So saying no to many things. That those things through discipline is saying no to the instant pleasure, instant gratification, and say, wait, not now. I am going to cultivate. So I think it's a thin line. When I save my energy, I not give it away and being distracted, but self-discipline, assertiveness, focus, then I put this energy into projects like this. And then the next step is going through all the way, not coming back. Once we have decided that we're going to and through, then we are going to reach the destiny, the destination. And I know we are in the middle of it, but there is no turning back because there is no way to go back. There is only one way. And then there is going to be the difference. There is a difference in every business that I've been studying. The people that create new stuff and they don't feel the rush to come back, they don't succumb to fear, and they go through it, they're going to reach the next level. And the other side. And the other side, in our case, is so beautiful. It's the creation of a community that is connecting these three pillars. So this is it for me in this answer. I don't know if it's clear for me to express it, but it's how I feel it.
Love it, man. Thank you. Thank you for your share. Anna, welcome.
Thank you, Maria. So the link between sexual energy and wealth, and I want to draw upon people like, I believe, Nikola Tesla and the man who says Eureka, I think it's Euclides, I'm not sure, but Da Vinci as well to a point, and Van Gogh, all were celibate. And you know, I'm not saying all these are good guys or nothing. I'm just saying they knew something. They a lot of these, at least Da Vinci and them, many who dabbled in the occult. Maybe Van Gogh was more of like a spiritual celibacy, and as you know, he died a pauper. He didn't make a cent. So, you know, but some of these other guys were real crafty with it. They knew that by doing certain things, and, you know, they might not have been truly celibate, but they practiced some of these techniques of retention to keep the energy and to flow it to their creative side and expand that. and whatever, they knew something, right? So I'm not saying do exactly what they did, whether it was ethical, I doubt, but they did know something. Another thing is people like Elon Musk. I think he has 13 children from all different females. And there's another thing that's a little sinister about this, is that the elites know something about breeding. They do this thing where they're aware of genetics and breeding, and they want certain people to be dominant, and bloodlines. I won't go that far, but there's something involved where he's not just going to go and have a child with anybody. God forbid. No, that person is vetted and brought into the picture after a lot of processing. So the people that they produce offspring with are carefully vetted. And this actually reminds me of the regressive quote unquote arranged marriage for money in my own country, right? To keep the wealth and quote unquote genetics. And the end result of that, as in a lot of cases, has been inbreeding. I'm not saying all. So there's a negative, but it's been with money. Like, they know that it's inextricably linked with wealth. And I don't know, these people control wealth across generations. So, I'm just looking at them
Yeah.
and showing their playbook. So thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. That was very interesting. Love it, guys. All right. So for me, I want to tell a story. I think, and I've been just thinking about this a lot because some of my pains still, and I think my top in when I feel at the top of my finances, community, sexual energy, and relationships, even that it wasn't on the vibe that I know it was when I was married. And because I felt that she was my drive. We dream about, let's do a lot of money and retire our parents, and build some sustainable hotels, and just retire and smoke weed every day. And it was amazing. And I believe it was because I think relationships have this thing about chemistry that is like the mainstream thing. And oh, do you have chemistry with your couple? And oh yeah, I have a lot of chemistry. But I believe that I had alchemy with her. And alchemy, it's about, yeah, this way of transforming and it was without knowing, guys, because we have really good sex, and I think we were in love, and we have a drive, like a common thing together. So the how, I think, for me, was to have a couple, to have someone that I was aligned back in those moments, and we were going to the same direction, and we were craving to get there. So everything was limitless. I just believe that it was the moment of my life where I was just traveling everywhere, helping everyone, doing parties, and yeah, it was an amazing time. But yeah, in one point everything went out because there wasn't consciousness around it. It was like it was working because I believe that sexual energy is super powerful, but in one point I think it got imbalanced because there was no consciousness, no no impact around it. And yeah, I think that was the top. So yeah, just to close my sharing this, I believe in my journey, if I want to tap into the limitless creation of energy, that I want to head it into the financial stuff and producing stuff and creating money and wealth around it. I think for me it's just having a couple that it's aligned with my journey. I talk about a lot about conscious relationships that I've been practicing for probably 3 years or 4 years, and it's these relationships about you don't met my family and I don't meet your family, and it's more like the contract, some stuff. um but it's around consciousness and helping each other. And it's going around this. And that's why this question is very interesting for me, because I believe that sex and money alchemy, when you talk about it, and there's a chance that there's a space or a possibility to talk with a woman as a wolf, talk with a mermaid and say, hey, I know we have this opportunity together. I know that I can do it by myself, but if we manage to be together, and probably, I don't know for you guys, but probably this is just a limiting belief of myself. Probably I could be Elon Musk at that level of billionaire shit. But I would love to be there with someone, with my couple. Yes, that we went through the journey, right, of creating this, of understanding this, of building this with a community. I don't want to be at the top and just be alone, just be there, like, oh yeah, I'm Yusef Haddad, I'm at the top and I'm alone. No, I want to be with a lot of people there. And I think that's why I think sex and money alchemy, they are pretty together, because when I am happy and having good sex and enjoying it, yeah, I experienced for 10 years. It was all the time. It was more money, more wealth, more happiness, until everything went down. But all that part was about being with a couple and being aligned with our goals and take the actions through it. But yeah, thank you. All right. So let's go to the next topic. It's about mastering your energetic currency. And we'll start to talk about currency because, next week we're going to have our week of financial and business stuff. We don't have the name yet of the week, but we are crafting it this weekend. So be ready, because if erotic intelligence was something that turned your attention, this part on finances will do. And it's because of, I think, my sexual energy, it's a currency itself, because I know how much I wasted it, because I know how much I just put it out there. And in one point, the energetic part took the invoice on my journey, and it was like, oh shit, yeah, I understand why. Why is this happening to me? Like, the why was behind that. I throw all my energy away. So I think in my own journey, and I will listen about yours, it's how to understand that energy, sexual energy, is actually a currency, and why your sex life and your bank account are pretty much mirrors. Go ahead, Mario.
I am starting to understand that connection through healing, because I am in the process of healing that sexual part, and my bank account is in the loans in the bank, so it's in minuses or in red numbers, but as an investment also. So in a way, I feel that like I am 2 steps back of where I am supposed to be, in a way. Like, I don't know if it's of this guilt in the emotions of my past. I'm ashamed of the lack of sexual healing and good sex, so good, healthy sexual relationships with all my partners in the past. And yeah, I have to recognize if it's a relation there, it's like I'm 2 steps prior, no? Where I should be. So I have to work on that, because actually I don't know anything to anyone. I am alive, and this is the moment by moment. But I recognize that in my bank account, I'm living the day. I'm living day by day. And of course, I have my daughter, I have bills to pay. I have a rent also to pay, to find a place. So what I have right now, this currency, is my energy. It's my moment by moment energy. That's why I have to be very, very clever and very wise to how do I cultivate it and how do I use it. And I want to use it more. Like today, I felt this this will to record a reel and to create a reel and be creative. So I made my personal branding, talking about myself and my channel, and this energy that I put, this currency energy is coming through my healing sexual cultivation. And I think it's going to be like that so far. There is no turning back. I know I am almost in that point. So I mentioned I have this guilt stuff working on, but I also confident. I trust that I am very close to the even point, meaning what I need is for my life, for my food, for my shelter, for my clothing, for my daughter's expenses, and the school, the food, everything is going to be covered very, very soon, very, very soon. I believe in that. And all the projects that I have are beautiful projects. So I'm doing the right things. I just have to continue this path with you, being accountable with you, and more people coming in, bringing more people to the next week, talking about these businesses, and also opening the space for moments to heal. Perhaps later on, when we create this masterminds, digital revive, or presence revive here in Puerto Escondido or another cities, bringing more people to share, building a fire, starting a fire, sharing temazcals and all the work. We are going to be ready also to be there to listen. Listen only. No, I've mentioned this. Listen more, speak less, but being present. For me, when it's me to share, I will do the best I can to share. And when it's the moment to listen to my family and my tribe in these very sensitive moments, just to be there fully, to contain and to support and to see in the eyes and hold the space.
Thank you, brother. That was amazing. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you. So, sexual energy as a currency. Now, if it just means that the more sex you have, the richer you will be, then prostitutes would be the millionaires of the world, right? And they're not.
Yeah.
In fact, only a small number of prostitutes make a lot of money. So it's not so simple. There's a lot of nuance to it, in my opinion. I guess I can give what I understand, but I know there's still a lot I don't understand. And another way to look at it is that like having a lot of certain, I think Lauren calls it high friction sex or something like that, is draining. Like it can make the person appear aged. Then there's another thing about stimulus, like studying. We might not be having sex with someone, but like a stimulus or something that is designed to overstimulate you can take away a little bit of your energy. So I think it's really quite nuanced. I gave the example of Hanuman as, having this complete dominance of sexual energy, and it's like he seems to be the inspiration really for the character Superman, if I come to think about it. So that's the potential. How do we get there? I'm still finding out. And at the same time, I limit myself with a good limit, which is I wanted to remain sacred and in the good, not going towards evil. I don't want to be in the 1 percentile of prostitutes. That's not my dream.
Me neither.
So I think that's the real challenge here, is getting at it in the empowered way, and not in the disempowered way.
No, but thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
I just spilled all my tea, so yeah. We are live, so
Dang, sorry.
things happens when you're live. So yeah, for me, all right, just give me go back to this. Oh, yeah, just wait. I lost all my screens. So I'm sorry, but yeah, okay. So for me, it's talking about porn because that's my story. I think for me, it is my challenge. It was my challenge, and when porn went away, it was a very difficult moment. First, understanding that I was addicted. Second, to acknowledge all the secondary effects that, oh yeah, I was just realizing that, oh, this is because of this, is because of this, is because of this. And I want to mention one of the craziest secondary effects that I live with porn, that it was not valuing my couple, thinking that my couple was like the trash, or like the last girl you can pick from a list, and that's an effect of porn. And it was like understanding everything that I was giving away without no return, without any payback, right? You say something like in porn, when I think you also age with that, because you're releasing the energy to something that is not giving back. So I think it's um when I was in the top of my um sexual life, for seeing it like this, it was also the top of my bank account. And and yeah, I just think that with porn in the middle of that thing, it was like it wasn't something real. It was just an illusion. It was something that got momentum, because of the arousal of the sex itself, and that is something that it was compounding in my life. That it was not, you don't see porn one day and next day you lost everything. It's like it's years. And I want to acknowledge also something, that not all people is addicted to porn. I think just 99% of the world could be addicted, and just the 1% harmless. So I don't know if it's lucky to say that I'm in the 1%. I wasn't in the 1%. And yeah, so recognizing it, and also I understand that I was losing a lot, and I needed to look for not the how, because when I have found that I was addicted to porn, and I was like, oh, how am I going to get out of this? Oh shit, how? And I was involved in the how, but I understand that it was about the who. So if I wanted to master that part of of turning my sexual energy into a currency, I needed to look for help in someone that was already where I wanted to go. And that's why I believe these masterminds are so powerful, because in one point we are halfway, I understand, but you are in the future in some parts of where I believe that are my weaknesses, and probably I'm in the future and on things that you think that are your weakness. So looking for the who and not the how, I think it was the key on how my sex life and my bank account was related. I learned about sexual life in the streets, with my in the school, and then with porn. I didn't have any education, and that was everything, and my who was porn, or friends, or people that didn't know about it. So um then I needed to understand that if I wanted to master this energy, this as a currency, I needed to block porn from my life. And thank God, I studied computer systems engineer, and I understand a lot about computers. So I just do a framework in order to block myself out of it. Sometimes I still have the system installed and running every day, because they are selling this. Sometimes I'm scrolling in TikTok, because I'm on social media. We're in social media. We're trying to looking for content that is around where we talk, and suddenly the algorithm pops up a girl in bikini, just a hot girl in bikini. And we're men, we're wolves. We get attracted of that stuff, and you need to master it. So I put technology behind, not behind, I put technology between myself and these challenges to understand that if I want to master this currency, I need to use technology in my side, because if I don't use technology in my side, probably I would end up seeing porn every day, all the week. So yeah, I think if my numbers are not scaling exponentially, then probably I'm doing something wrong. If I'm stuck in my life and I'm not reaching the next level of peace, experiences, surf, and family, probably there's something wrong with my mastering my energy currency. So yeah, I think for me that's it. And yeah, I have an extra note here that says, yeah, if my bank account is in zero, probably I haven't been watching out my sexual life either. And yeah, if I have high cholesterol or chronic insomnia or fatigue or whatever, and I am not putting attention on that, probably my sex life is also very bad. So yeah, I think that's why it's very important. So thank you. All right, let's go to the last round. We're going to end up this. We have another question, and the last part that we want to invite you for our next week, that is going to be very important. We're going to talk about this link and how to continue to take actions after working the sexual energy, and how to transform this into physical actions or plans to make more money and do more impact. And so yeah, the final step will be like integrating the sexual sovereignty and financial intelligence into daily life. So I think the thing is that what are we going to do with ourselves, you know? And I want to invite you to be part of this. We are crafting this as founders. But I also invite the audience to walk the walk with us, because this isn't just a podcast, or this is a mastermind, and behind the scenes, we are looking the frameworks and the ways to maintain us accountable. Because if not, this would be just an illusion. If we're just talking about plans and where am I and where we're going to go, but we're not putting the actions and we doing what we really want to do, probably this would just be an hallucination. And it happened to me in the past. And then when you wake up in that hallucination, it's like, oh shit, I don't want to be here. How do I get here? So it's about taking action and be accountable, right? So the final step, as you know, is to craft the vital map. Yeah, it's the vital map. What we are in the final step. Yes, right. I don't want to miss anything, but I talk too much and we have shared too much that, yeah, the last part is the final, the vital map. So let's share with ourselves that we are accountability partners, but also with our audiences, what are the actions and where we are now, you know, where we are now in this link we have to do between working our sexual energy that we do all this week, but we know it doesn't end there. We have to do more stuff. And the next stuff is, all right, I've been working on my sexual energy, probably I've been cultivating it, and probably now at this point, I understand that it's something powerful that I have inside of me. But now what am I going to do about it? I have this energy, but now I don't have the financial strategies. I don't know how to do business. I don't know how to do marketing. How do I scale my business, right? So let's do a map about this. So, you know, the map, the vital map is about where you are now, where do you want to go, what do you need to be there, like, you know, skills or people or money, and then why are you going after this dream? And at the end is, what are your action steps? So go ahead, Mario.
Thank you. The vital map, it's really necessary because I know where I want to go. And this creation of a community, and also all the pillars that we have mentioned, sexual healing and holistic businesses and real estate with consciousness, is the map where we want to go. And doing it, I think it's gonna be easy actually if the discipline is there. And if the accountability and the community is there, it's always going to be easier than if we try this alone and we perhaps fail again, or if I fail again, and then two steps back and again and again. And I know the life is going to be like that, and I would have to be born again to try again. So why not doing it now if I have the consciousness right now to do the change now? Of course, I have the decision made, and the more I advance into this, then the fear is being less and less, and the more good things of my path start to show up with more clear clarity, more people, more beautiful people coming, more surprises of the universe appearing, this magic showing itself to also as a signal, as an omen that I'm going towards, I'm going through the right path. So it is like that for me, doing exercise, waking up in the morning, saying no to all these temptations, not only in the sexual aspect, because I mean, we can block whatever software there is, but if a beautiful woman show up in front of you, what are you going to do? No, how are you going to handle those emotions? And I want to feel really strong, looking at this beautiful divine feminine with the respect that they deserve, and I deserve, and then it's also more beautiful to share like this from God to goddess, from wolf to mermaid. And I am eager to practice this level of energy in this state of mind, and the mindset and the respect that we deserve. And from that point on, open to receive what the universe brings for me. Also talking about my goddess and my partner in life, who I want to share many, many, many things and many adventures in life, and traveling, enjoying. I have a huge list of the things that I want to do, and I want to enjoy myself, my body, the senses, but also understanding that there is a limit in this body, that I have to instead go inside and connect with what is higher from this ego and this me, and connecting from this to the spiritual realm. This is it. It's just being here, being present, enjoying the path, and walking the walk.
Thank you, Mario. That was amazing. Welcome, Anna.
Thank you. So, again, I'm going to go with the theme of what I've been sharing, which is getting myself to a place that I want to be incubated, and just teaching yoga 2 times a day. And building that community in Puerto. Yeah, that's where I would like to be. Where I am now, I'm not there. But I'm admitting, at least I got clear on what I want. And I am admitting that I have a fear to share and create. And so I have been dimming my light, I guess, so to speak. And that's not helping anyone. And actually, I don't really feel present when, when I'm doing that, when I'm trying to escape from my need to create, really. Anyway, so what do I need to get there? More of a strategy, maybe a little more money. I was even thinking that there's a feeling of insecurity, related to money. So I would like to learn more about how to scale business. And I would like to learn how to make, more, how to become more fluid with money. Now that we've, if we did this in 1 week, I wonder, like what will be the result in one more week? Like maybe I'll just like suddenly I'll have the money, who knows? Action steps. Yeah, I did sit down and have a plan that I wrote down, and like a quantity, a rough quantity, but like, I've been like erasing the numbers and doing it again. But yeah, it's more emotional really to it's kind of like a visceral, like, oh, I don't want to face this. I don't want to face the numbers. So uh, yeah, I kind of push myself and just sit down and make a roadmap. And if it's not good, then I just try again. And I feel like I'm coming to like a fine tuning it and getting the answer out of myself, really. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I know it's in there. I just have to let go of the fear. And lastly, how do you inspire yourself? Is that I have that visualization that I'm already there, right? That's what I use to inspire me. That the sunrise or sunset and the waves of the ocean, and that visualization, right, of the sea breeze air that you can breathe in a yoga class. So yeah, thank you. I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, thank you. Your answers are amazing because I can relate with everything you say, and probably this is the most valuable part of our mastermind because we are in the same journey. We have the same dreams, not the same itself, but you understand me what I'm saying. It's like in the whole creation of all this experience, in some point our visions, our desires, our dreams converge in one point that make this project unique, and it resonates with me. So for me it's like now I think I'm working on our topic 3 of our week, that is the success part, where I'm working my sexual energy every day, and I don't masturbate, not even in the conscious, but in the conscious way that one of my mentors promote. I'm trying to, it's not about stimulating myself with digital things, but it's more that I'm working with the part of working too much, of being on the digital part, not masturbating itself, but producing money, creating more stuff. So I try to put these cravings into power, every desire that I have to watch porn, because I know I'm not out of it, but I still have the cravings, and it's not on my mind anymore, but it is still there because we are men's and we understand this part of the culture and how does we like women's, and it's a desire, it's an instinct, but it's part of the mastery of understanding that it's not just about that. And yeah, sometimes I can't sleep. Sometimes I know that I'm working my energy in the mornings, and sometimes it scales a lot, but I have to be very wise on not putting all that energy in being in the computer, because probably I could put that energy more in, work and, physical work, and or I don't know. I'm in that part where I am also learning from you guys and understanding more about this energy and how can I, because it's not just about releasing porn and not masturbating every day. That's the first step. But then it's okay, I got the energy. Now I have to use it well. And sometimes I don't use it well. And it's not about masturbating and watching porn. It's about sometimes, being a lot of behind the computer and probably getting into cycles of not producing that much, but being in the addiction of being in the digital realm, and that's another level for sure. But it's very interesting. So I'm in that part on working every day my sexual energy and understanding it. How can I address it more on the um, helping me to go to where I really want to go and don't use it for the wrong part. I was talking about with Adal about this, about that pleasure can be destructive or constructive. And when I used to do pleasure with porn, it was very destructive. So I'm in this part in the middle where I want to understand how to put this energy really on a part where I put it, I use it, and it's not driving me to a point where I don't sleep or where I'm not doing anything but in front of the computer. And where I want to go, I think, yeah, it's about the success topic. It's about having these relationships with not just the sex itself, because it's amazing, that part, and I love it, and it's part of the mastery, but more about the feelings and the pleasure around it, to feel good and to feel this feeling that I really missed, to be with someone, and yeah, probably it's very fast, but it is amazing. And yeah, I want to be in that part where I'm with my couple, uh, and we are using this energy not just to have pleasure and help each other, to heal or whatever, but also to put that energy together, because probably that's what I miss. If I have a couple now, probably I could address that energy and not putting all in one place, and, and yeah, to have kindness and love. And my skills, I think what I need is more action, saying no to a lot of stuff that now I have it on my not to do list. And yeah, I've been looking for my diaries, and I have some stuff that I've seen patterns in time of some things that keep being on my not to do list. And I say, why am I still doing this? And I'm trying to look the way out of that. And so yeah, try to say no. Also, I think it's important for me to learn how to manage teams and be okay in my journey of holistic entrepreneurship, that I don't believe in bosses and this corporate structure where there's someone up and then it's guiding everything. But but also I know that there has to be someone in that level, leadering people, right? So I'm working on this skill of not forgetting my old skills, because I know how to be that guy that manage everything. But I don't want to be that guy because I want to do it with someone else in community. But it's very difficult in the entrepreneurial and the business world, to make this blend of being an holistic CEO for something like this, or a holistic owner. And yeah, I'm in that challenge. I know I have to develop that skill, and also to learn more how to teach, but also being teachable, to be in that space of student mode, of okay, I'm going to be listening to be willing to listen, but I also have to master myself, my skills on how to teach what I am living. And my why, I have a lot of whys. I share a lot of whys in this week, but at the end, I think is, if I wrap all my whys, it's, um, I want to move out of pain. In my journey, pain has moved me more to my goal than pleasure. And yeah, probably I'm wrong of that. That's why we're doing this, because I want to be more driven by pleasure than by pain. But at this point, I feel that all the things that I have lost, and the cost and the investment of all my past, my fears, my procrastination, my not healing, and all that stuff, and it's just too much. It's a lot. And that's my why. I don't want to spend more of my my sexual energy currency, or my financial currency, or my community currency in something that is not giving me back, um at least time and peace, and being with my family. And my actions, yeah, I think it's repetition. Probably our audience, and probably yourselves too, could say like, hey, this mastermind was very, like, we were repeating everything. We were doing the same framework, different questions, but the same framework. And for me, it's key, because for me, it's repetition, mindset, have a good mindset, being around the community, and be uncomfortable with people that it's wiser than me. I want to be surrounded by people that is wiser than me, like you. I believe that we are, ourselves, the three of us, complement each other, because we have a skill of mastery in a level, but we also have a level of pain, and we balance it together. So I'm very comfortable being around people that is wiser than me, and actually I want to be there. And yeah, my actions is just to be okay with growing, and it's about everyday progression, not perfection. Thank you. All right, we end up, and I just want to thank you guys, Mario, Annapurna, my friends, my family, my partners in business, that we are in the beginning of this, and we have working for a long of time together. And for me, Wolves and Mermaids is one of the top products that we have developed in our journey. And I want to congratulate you and thank you for being present, for putting your honesty and your rawness and your pains and your vulnerability, but also your successes and who you are, because this is the foundation of Wolves and Mermaids. Being inspired by people like you, we want to ascend together. We want to go to that level, and we are walking together. So thank you again. And I just wanted to, if you have a last thing to say, please, this is the time.
Yeah, well, I just want to mirror also to you, to Annapurna and your story, Anna, and learning a lot from you in this point that I know it's going to be much broader and broadcasting on all your beautiful feminine, divine, feminine energy, showing more of you. From now on, it's only listen to your voice and watching your avatar, and I respect all that. And if the decision that you made allows us to learn from you, also from your physical aspect, it's going to be also beautiful. But it is beautiful as it is right now. And to you use your leadership also, it's amazing, brother. It's breaking all the expectations, and I really honor your path. And I feel really blessed to have you as our leader and founder of this movement, which I agree is enormous. And we are only beginning a movement that is changing the world and the reality for all the family around the world. So thank you to you too, and all the audience that connects and resonates with this message.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Thank you. And I want to share that. So this week we have seen about sexual energy and sexual wounds, and we already started talking about wealth. But now this week coming up, we're gonna see about wealth. Is that right, Yusuf?
That's
About
right.
so how to scale holistic business, right? So the reason for that is so that we can all have sufficient money to go ahead and my end goal from all this, what will really satisfy me, is to have place that you grow your own food, you have other people who also have children there and families, and they're in Puerto or close by on the coast of Oaxaca, and basically like a self-sustaining community, but we live well, we live comfortably. So that's what I'm putting money towards, right? A good future for our children to come, and our children that are already here in some cases. So yeah, that's something beautiful for me to look forward to, is something I'm craving in my own life. Like I said, I could use the knowledge, use this lovely framework to explore how to scale holistic business, and therefore have money to manifest this dream. But if I'm not mistaken, will we be looking at anything about community building at all? Or am I, let me
Yeah.
know. But oh, so
Yeah.
that too. So I'm hungry for it. I'm hungry for the knowledge. And I thank you for all who are sharing.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Anna.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Mario. So yeah, for the next week, I think we'll be diving deep into this link about our own journeys. We have experienced this. All that we talked and we share this week is related to our journeys and how the sexual energy is impacting directly to the financial part, and then also the community part. So next week we will be diving into the strategies and also the journeys of other holistic entrepreneurs and business owners and investors in the holistic realm that, yeah, they are also halfway in that part of the financial part, but in some part they also have worked the sexual energy as ourselves. And it would be very interesting to have guests that, in some point I follow them because they have reached this level of finances that, yeah, we also want to reach, but they also have fallen down to losing everything and starting over from zero. So I think that this will be going to be one of the greatest talk that we have shared, because we are also going to work that, we are doing the work. In one point we are multitasking ourselves, we are creating a company, a business, while we do this podcast, we share, but we're also working in the stuff, because that's why we created this movement, right? Because we are ourselves wanted to do this. So next week will be a lot about um understanding that at this point we have worked with sexual energy, and that we understand that if we cultivate this energy, one of the side effects or one of the byproducts of that is to have better finances. And we're going to go deep dive into the strategies and the things that ourselves and others have walked the walk in this part in order to reach some level of finances. And also we were going to share the struggles. So I'm very happy to go into this. We will do this next week. So thank you everyone, and stay tuned for our next episode on the next week, that we are going to deep dive onto financial stuff. And probably all of our weeks will be like that. We will have 1 week of sexual energy, 1 week of finances, and 1 week of community building and real estate. So thank you everyone, thank you for being here with us, and see you on the next episode. Good night everyone.